Every character who wields a supreme-grade weapon. Number 7. Dracul Mihawk. Dracul Mihawk is the world's strongest swordsman in One Piece and one of the few strongest men in the entire story. Known to have risen to the top at a young age, Mihawk eventually got his hands on Yuru, a black blade. Being a black blade, Yuru is tremendously durable and wouldn't bend an inch even if a dinosaur stepped on it. In Mihawk's control, Yuru becomes a lethal weapon, as seen during the Paramount War arc. Just a casual slash from the blade was powerful enough to slice through a massive iceberg with rather ease. During his first fight against Zoro, Mihawk could easily have killed him with Yuru had he wished so, but the determination of the young swordsman impressed him enough to let him live. Number 6. Whitebeard. Murakumogiri was only recently confirmed to be a supreme-grade weapon, however, the vast majority of the fans expected it to be of a very high class from the get-go. This is because Whitebeard is a Yonko and a pirate who had a 5 billion berry bounty. For such a powerful fighter, having a weapon of this class was absolutely needed. Murakumogiri isn't a sword, but it certainly does classify as a blade. Fans have seen the durability and the strength of this blade on several occasions. For instance, Whitebeard was able to stop a meteor with his blade without it being scratched. Furthermore, he can also cause large-scale destruction with this blade when he infuses it with his Quake Devil fruit as well as his Haki. This blade could sink the entire island of Marineford if Whitebeard let loose, and that just goes to show how truly fearsome this supreme-grade weapon really is. Number 5. V. Nujiro. He's the bald member of the 5 elders who appears to be exceptionally skilled with his sword. All the fans know that he wields the Shodai Kidetsu, which is a famous blade known to be one of the supreme-grade swords. This supreme-grade sword is believed to be the strongest of the Kidetsu line, which are known to bring terrible luck to their wielders as well as horrific death. Number 4. Garde Roger. Garde Roger is the greatest known pirate in the history of One Piece to date and the man famed as the Pirate King. Roger didn't just conquer the Grand Line by reaching Laugh Tale to match up to the other greats of the One Piece world. Roger wielded one of the supreme-grade swords called Ace. This sword was seen being used in his fight against both Kazuki Oden and then Whitebeard. Roger mostly used it to channel both Armament Haki and Conqueror's Haki to strengthen his attacks. When he fought Oden, Roger used Ace to launch a wave of Conqueror's Haki towards him, and against Whitebeard, he used his Conqueror's Haki to match up to the attack launched by Whitebeard. Number 3. Shanks. Shanks possesses a powerful blade called Griffin that is most definitely a supreme-grade weapon. Even though this sword hasn't been confirmed to be supreme-grade, a Yonko wielding anything less as their main weapon is highly unlikely. It is unknown if Griffin possesses any special powers or not. However, Shanks was able to use his Conqueror's Haki remotely in conjunction with his sword. He was able to channel his Haki from several miles and attack his targets. Whether this was made possible through Griffin or if this is an ability that Shanks has on his own remains to be seen. Number 2. Roronoa Zoro. Enma is one of the 21 Owazumano grade swords that was recently introduced in the Wano Country arc of One Piece. It was formerly wielded by Kazuki Oden and was passed on to Kazuki Hiyori, his daughter, after his death. This sword was then given to Roronoa Zoro in exchange for Shisui. While the sword is certainly not a supreme-grade sword yet, it also hasn't blackened. According to Kazuki Sukiyaki, a sword's rank increases once it blackens. As such, this sword can eventually turn into a supreme-grade weapon as well. Under Zoro, it is a given that the sword will get repeatedly coated in armament and Conqueror's Haki. By the end of the series, it will certainly have blackened and potentially ascended to the next level. Number 1. Kazuki Momonosuke. Aim no Habakiri is yet another one of the 21 Wazumano grade swords in the One Piece world. Just like Enma, it was also wielded by Kazuki Oden ever since his childhood. This sword is known to hold the power to pierce even the heavens themselves. After Oden's death, it was supposed to be passed down to Kazuki Momonosuke, who currently wields it. That would certainly increase its rank and make it one of the supreme-grade swords, just as Enma would with Zoro. Since Aim no Habakiri is wielded by the greatest shogun in Wano's history, it would only make sense for this weapon to blacken in the future.